Good morning. What's up, Jimmy? How y'all doing this morning? Oh, this is Tyrus Bane, Snapzilla Gorilla, Snapzilla the Outlaw. What's good? How y'all doing this morning? Give y'all a minute to get up in here. Before I talk about this Build Back Better plan. What a fucking joke. What a joke, man. Xander, listen. Make sure y'all hit the like when y'all come up in here. They have been messing with my numbers. So if y'all hit the like, they won't have a choice. I guess. I don't know how that works. Really. I mean, it's supposed to be an algorithm that puts you out more. The more likes you get, people share it, you get more, recommendations to people. But anyway, how y'all doing this morning? Man, we got to talk about this Build Back Better plan. It's a joke, all right? It ain't building shit back better. Let me tell y'all that. It ain't building shit back better, but the wealth for the wealthy, right? For the elites, I'll say. And there's nothing wrong with building wealth if you're wealthy, right? There's nothing wrong with keeping your wealth, building your wealth. There's nothing wrong with, keeping all your money, right? The problem is when these wealthy individuals that own these big corporations are being subsidized by the government, by being subsidized by our tax dollars. And that's what this plan does a lot of, all right? This plan does a lot of that. It subsidizes the wealthy quite a bit. And it puts money into programs that will give more money to the wealthy, right? This is all about feeding the elite, right? It's all about redistribution of wealth from us to the wealthy. Now, what you have, if you have all these social programs in there that are supposed to be for the people, but they expire in 1 year, 2 years. They don't last very long, right? They have there's some new tax things going on in there. There's a salt tax deductions. Salt deductions. Salt deductions, the state and local tax deductions for certain individuals. And it used to be $10,000, but now they're going to move it up to $80,000, right? But you don't get that money. You don't get those deductions if you make less than $150,000 a year or something like that. I was watching one Republican congressperson talk about it, and he was explaining basically that if you make over $1 million, you get most of that money. That means if you make over $1 million a year, you will get more deductions, up to $80,000.
Slow traffic.
And if you make less than $150,000, you get nothing. You get nothing. But you have to pay for all these programs in this bill. We have to pay for all the new government workers that they want to hire. I think it's over 100,000, 80,000 of whom are IRS agents. And they're going to audit more people. They want to hire at least 80,000. So they want to use $80 billion to hire 80,000 IRS agents to perform more audits, get out there and beat down your door, all kind of shit. They want to spy on your bank account.
Slow traffic.
This used to be This used to be called the Human Infrastructure Bill. They changed it to the Build Back Better plan bill. Why? Because they don't give a shit about human infrastructure. That was something that they used to get people to want to, support it, right? So people like me and you, their constituents, can keep their mouth shut. But then they changed the name and they changed a whole lot of shit in that bill. And they're adding a lot of retarded programs and they're giving the wealthy more money. This is about building the wealth of the elites. That's what this bill is about. They're going to throw you a little bone. They're going to give you the advanced child tax credit for about another year. Things like free health care, daycare, and all that other shit. Medicare. They'll give you that for another 2 years. But that's it. But the tax, you're going to get taxed a lot more. They're saying, oh, well, it's already paid for. This. It's a bullshit. It's bullshit. It's not paid for. We have to pay for it. Our children have to pay for it. Our children's children have to pay for it. Me and you, this generation, my generation, we're still paying for shit that motherfucking Clinton did. Even though they said he had a surplus, well, a lot of shit that he had done is still being paid for today. This is what they do. Now, and let's talk about the inflation. The inflation, you think is bad now. If they pass this bill, it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. I'm trying to tell y'all, this plan is a horrible plan. And the people that voted for these people, you people that go out there and vote, and you think you're doing something, and you think your vote matters, oh, it matters. When people say, oh, your vote don't count and all this shit, I argue with them. Even though I don't vote, I understand your vote counts. Your vote matters. Your vote is basically your submission to the system. When you vote, you're letting them know, I'm going to roll with whatever you got, even if I don't agree with it. I'm going to put my favorite person in office. I'm going to choose my favorite ruler. And whatever he decides, I got to roll with it. That's what happens when you vote. When y'all voted, no matter who you voted for, you voted for this bill. And, yeah, you're going to get screwed in the end.
I-110 south, and then I-405.
Here's the biggest part of this bill that we need to be concerned about. The part of this bill that we really need to be concerned about, we need to be concerned about all of it. As a whole, this bill is no good, right? But here's the biggest thing we need to worry about with this bill. $100 billion towards amnesty for illegal immigrants to give them a 5-year working visa. What is that going to do? We talking about low-skilled laborers. Well, we need those low-skilled labor jobs for our children, when they get out of high school or when they, when they decide to go to work, just to help keep the economy going, to help our children save money while they're going to school or whatever they want to do. Not even going to school. People need to get a job when they become adults. And unless they're going through an apprenticeship program or going to school, or unless they've already done that, then they're going to have some way to earn some money. And a lot of those low-skilled labor jobs are needed by us. But, what's happening now they're going to give $100 billion in amnesty to illegal immigrants, towards illegal immigrants getting amnesty, 5 years, 5-year working visas, so that they can take those jobs, right? So they can take those jobs. They already want to give $450K to each family member who had been separated during the Trump administration, crossing illegally into the border. And they want to give more money to children, I think $80 billion or something like that, to children, toward the children or whatever of parents who came in here illegally, some crazy shit like that. They're setting these people up for success, but only the kind of success they will benefit from if they submit and become willful, oppressed slaves. We're not willful enough, right? We're not appreciative of our illustrious government enough. We don't appreciate them enough in their mind. In their mind, they think, oh, these ungrateful eaters, they don't appreciate us. They're mad because we're oppressing them. They're mad because we want them to ask for permission to do certain shit. They're mad because they want to have their rights to free speech unabated, unadulterated. They're mad because we want to perform more gun control. We want to restrict the right to keep and bear arms. They're mad about that. These ungrateful bastards. These ungrateful motherfucking eaters. So let's get some people in here that will appreciate the level of oppression that only the United States can provide. The happy oppression. The kind of oppression that if you just keep your mouth shut and go to work, you won't even notice you're being oppressed. You won't even notice that you're a slave. Those are the type of people they want in this country. They want to replace you. They want to make you more poor. And they want to uplift the people that have contributed nothing to the society. Really, to me, it's nothing. It's not anything about. It has nothing to do with illegal or not illegal immigrant, whatever. If you haven't contributed to this society, but you're going to use the wealth of the people who have contributed to the society to enrich those motherfuckers, then that's when I have a problem. Illegal, not illegal. If you're not participating and you're not contributing to society, if they're not taking your extortion dollars and spending it on bullshit like they're doing to us, and they're giving you free money and they're giving you access to jobs and shit like that so that you can become happy slaves, then I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. If you don't carry your weight, you think you just come in here and claim, oh, well, I was separated from my kids, now I'm depressed, give me money. Like, that shit don't work like that. Shit don't work like that. That's not how the shit's supposed to roll. They're not supposed to use our money to pay these people to come over here without, without demonstrating that they can contribute. And that's why, if you want to, let's say, okay, let's say we have a voluntary society, and we're living in a level of anarchy, right? Even then, if you're not contributing to the community, then you cannot participate in the community unless you're disabled or something like that. If you've been, or you're a child, you know what I'm saying? Children, okay. But for the most part, the parents are supposed to provide for their children. And if the community, if you have a close-knit community where people, they help each other out, then the village raises a child, right? No problem with that. But if you come into my village and you think, oh, okay, oh, well, look what they got. Their community is flourishing.
405.
They got shit popping over there. Let me go over there and see if I can see what's what. And you think you're going to come into that community, that voluntarist community, where everybody willingly participates in the community and no one is compelled, coerced, or anything. You think you're going to come in there just because we don't have rulers and dictators? That don't mean you get to just come up in there and get some free shit. No. Before you step up in this community, you have to demonstrate that you have something to bring to the table, that you have something to offer, especially if you're an adult, you're able-bodied adult. What are you going to do for the community? You can't just come in here, sneak in here, and all of a sudden, my 17-year-old boy, he wants to go and mow a few lawns, and he come up over here, and here you are, you done snuck up in here, and now you mowing people's lawns, and you're you know what I'm saying? Like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No, you can't just do that. You you know what I'm saying? Your parents did not contribute to this society, to this community. My son was raised in this community, and he has been mowing these lawns for decades. Not decades. I better not have a son who's a child for decades. You know what I mean? Years. Now you just replaced my son. And he could have had a job. He could have had those jobs and helped relieve me of some financial burden. He could have provided for himself a little bit more and took some burden off of me. And guess what? I put into this community, so I expect that type of reciprocity. But because you came up in here thinking that you can just do what you want and you just got here, no, that doesn't work like that. Before you get to participate in this community and become a part of it, what unique do you have to bring to the table? And we're going to determine where we can place you that's not going to impact or step on the toes of other people. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing with this bill, with this amnesty. That's what they're doing with these immigrants. They're allowing them to come up in here and replace you and step on your toes and take a position that you could have taken. Whatever that position might be.
On the right, and then keep
But guess what? None of their family contributed anything. They just get to come up in here and it just happens for them like that. That is a problem. And that's something that we need to eliminate. Why? Not because we hate illegal immigrants, but because we want to make sure that we have a seat at the table, that we have access to resources and whatever we want.
Keep right, and then
because we've been here. Our parents been here. Our parents' parents been here. But that's not what they want for y'all. Because we're too rebellious. We run our mouth too much. We always talking about, we're always protesting and picketing and all this other shit. We're ungrateful. So they want to bring some grateful slaves all up and through here and sit your ass down. They got big plans. They got big plans for their happy slaves. Oh, yes, they do. They got big plans for their happy slaves. They want to build back better, all right? They want to build back better. They just don't want you to be built up. Why is that? Well, it's like I said. They want happy slaves. If they don't get happy slaves from the people that are already here, they're going to bring in some happy slaves. They're going to be more than happy to undercut you. You know what I'm saying? And all that good shit. Black Spring Autumn is in the building. But y'all see what I'm saying? This Build Back Better plan is going to build you a poorhouse. One guy said,
about 2 miles
by the end of the decade,
Pacific Coast Highway,
the poor will be poorer. Well, I mean, that's going to be next year. That's going to be next month. You know, you go to the store and everything is that much more expensive. Gallon of milk is $4 or $5. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, almost more than gas. More than gas. Water, you know, all that shit. Everything is more expensive. Eggs, although my brother was in Ohio a couple weeks ago. He said he got a carton of eggs for 97 cents. I'm like, what? But this is the thing. How do we shield ourselves from the effects of this Build Back Better plan and all the other bills that have gotten passed? The you know, the 6.2 trillion from last year that Trump signed, and then just all these bills, the trillions of dollars in bills over the last 2 years, the inflation that has already occurred. We're already poor. It's not going to take it to the end of the decade. We're poorer right now. Right now, we're poor. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they have devalued the dollar. That shit is tanking. And it's not that things are more expensive. It's that the dollar is less valuable. And then you have the fabricated, you know, supply shortage. That shit is fake as fuck. All that shit is so fake. You got truckers threatening like a million.
Half of a mile, sharp
Not a million. I think 100,000. They're part of a truckers union. Threatening to strike if, you know, they insist on the hokey pokey mandates. When that happens,
you have arrived at your destination.
Oh man.
The route guidance is now.
We don't want to know what's going to happen if all those truckers go on strike. They already got this fabricated fake ass supply chain shortage, supply chain issue. But see, this is the thing. They don't care if the truckers strike. They really don't. It doesn't affect them. It's going to affect us. And they don't give a shit about us. They're probably begging for it. They probably want the truckers to strike. You know what I'm saying? If the court didn't strike down that mandate, God knows if the truckers would already be striking right now. God knows. So, like I said, how do we avoid? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm a solutionary, right? I'm a solutionary. I just gave you I just talked about the last 20-something minutes about the problems with this bill. Well, what's the solution? Well, get you some real assets. Get you some real assets. Me, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I am moving in February. I'm getting the fuck out of California because California is going to go down first. New York, maybe New York and California simultaneously. They're going down first. You know what I'm saying? There is some real asset that you can purchase out here. Like Northern and Central California has very good soil. You can grow a lot of food here. But the problem is the government. You know, they're not very friendly to farmers out here. And good luck getting some land and trying to start doing shit. Now, I'm going to a state where I can, within the year, right? Since I'm leaving in February, I plan on by the end of 2022 already having bought some land. That's my goal. My goal is by the end of 2022 to already have some land cracking. Where I'm going to, I'll probably, you know, if it already has a house there, then that's fine. But if not, I can have one built. I can get an AI on. And I'm going to start cultivating that land. Right? Growing food, growing vegetables and fruit, raising some animals. You know what I'm saying? I'm already planning on, once I get to where I'm going, I'm going to get some chickens. So one of the first things I'm doing when I get over there, I'm getting some chickens, some egg laying chickens, not for meat. Chickens that are going to lay me some eggs. I'm going to start a little garden. You know what I'm saying? A little shit like that. I'm going to, get a dog, all that good shit. To protect the chickens. Make some functional moves. Make moves that are going to benefit you in the future. Make moves that are going to sustain you and build you up. So by the end of 2022, I already got a plan. I'm gonna own me some land, right? The RV plan didn't work out, so now I'm shifting to plan B. You gotta have a plan B. I had a plan B. The plan B was just to move the timetable up. You know what I'm saying? So by the end of 2022, I'm gonna own me some land. I'm linking up with my partner. He's gonna help me out. He grew up on ranches and farms and shit. His dad owns land. Like, we making some things happen. So I'm going through a accelerated learning program on how to operate a farm. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And I suggest you guys go out and start focusing on doing that. Like I said, you can get land for hella cheap in certain places. You can get land for hella cheap. You just got to snatch it up before BlackRock and Bill Gates and all them, before they do it. You got to snatch it up. You got to go out there and get even if it's 1 acre. Even if you can do a lot with 1 acre, right? Maybe you and your family you can do a lot with 1 acre. You can start a garden. You know what I'm saying? And have some chickens and goats and stuff for milk and maybe a couple of cows, milking cows. You know what I'm saying? And link up with other people that, like ranchers that have cattle and farm animals that they butcher for meat. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can perform trades. Do what you got to do. You can start networking, because as soon as I get out there, I'm hitting the ground running. I'm hooking up with the homie, and he got connections that he's more than willing to share with me. So that's how you do that. Get out there, network, because this shit right here, when the effects of this Build Back Better plan hits, you don't want to be in the vicinity of the motherfucking impact radius. You understand what I'm saying? Get out of the impact radius, because the people that rely too heavily on the government, they're going to be in the impact radius and they're going to feel the motherfucking heat. Yeah, they're going to get that child tax credit for a year, and everything is going to get more and more and more and more expensive. And what happens when that child tax credit gets cut off? They lose a whole lot of money. A lot of the money that helped buffer the effects of that inflation, that's going to go bye-bye. And then what? They're going to be screwed. And when they try to go out and get a better paying job, they're going to be replaced by whoever from over the border, from whatever country. Anyway, just think about it, y'all. I guess you could call your fucking senator, because right now the bill's in the Senate and they're going to be voting on it and all that shit. I guess you can try to hit them up and see if they could shut that shit down. But, it is what it is. They're probably going to pass it and it's going to go through, and then we're fucked. All right. So, like, share, subscribe. Holla at your boy. Don't got time to look at the comments right now. I got to get out of here and get to work. But, yeah, let's keep marching forward to our freedom. Peace.